Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you again for joining us for Georgian College's first ever virtual open house. We're really excited you're here today, and if you're joining us right now, you're joining us because you're interested in learning about our liberal arts programs, and we're really excited. We have a great group of experts here to help answer all of your questions. The Q&A feature is open right now. I will be turning it over to Linda, who's the program coordinator for the liberal arts programs, and she'll give a presentation, and then we'll actually have a group of panelists who will be able to answer all of your questions. So go ahead as the presentation's going on and put your questions in the Q&A. My name's Sharon, and by day I'm a communications manager at Georgian, but today I'm here to be your host to help lead you through this adventure that we're on together and get all of the questions answered. So without further delay, I will turn it over to Linda. Take it away, and don't forget to unmute your microphone, Linda.
Thank you very much. So my name is Linda Thomason, and I am the program coordinator for communications courses here at Georgian College. And I'm very excited to be here with you today to share some information about liberal arts. I have been a teacher at Georgian College since 2003. So trust me when I say Georgian is a great place to be. We have amazing faculty, programs, and student support services. So for today, I'm going to give you some information about 3 programs that we have at Liberal Arts, as well as communication and general education courses. And then I'm going to open it up to questions. And I have 3 of my fantastic colleagues with me here today to help answer your questions. So the first program I'm going to introduce is Community Integration through Cooperative Education. Yes, that's a long title for a program. We call this program CICE for a short form. And CICE is a program for students who have learning challenges and need academic accommodations and modifications. So through this program, students are able to pursue their interests and develop skills for workplace success. They're able to increase their skills in self-advocacy and independence and develop some essential employability skills. The last point here is that students can access post-secondary education in a supported academic environment. And what that means is that students are supported by learning facilitators. And learning facilitators work with the students to make sure that they are, getting the most out of their courses. They help them modify courses and coursework to suit the students' strengths and abilities. The learning facilitators are incredible, and this program truly is a supported academic environment. It's a really great program. If you're interested in learning more about CICE, they are going to host a WebEx session on Saturday, December 5th at 10 a.m. And Molly is here today as one of the panelists. She's the team lead for community integration through cooperative education. So she'll be able to answer many of your questions in the next few minutes. Okay. There's the contact information for Molly and Heather, who's the support assistant. And now I'm going to move on and talk about the English for Academic Purposes program, or EAP, here at Georgian College. So English for Academic Purposes is for students who may be learning English as a second or additional language, and they need to improve their English language skills before they enter into their post-secondary program. The EAP program is unique because it has 8 different levels, and each level can be completed in a 7-week session. So in one semester, you can actually progress through 2 levels of this program. It includes both non-credit and credit programming. Levels 5 to 8 are the EAPC, or the English for Academic Purposes credit courses. And students who successfully complete levels 7 and 8 usually can gain entry into a post-secondary program without any additional language testing. And that's a really unique feature of our EAP program. The other thing that's really special about EAP is that they have 6 start dates throughout the year. So there's multiple chances for students to enroll in this program all throughout the year. EAP combines intensive language study with social and cultural activities. So students really get to feel that college community and feel comfortable at Georgian College before they start their post-secondary program. The EAP department also offers part-time online ESL courses all the way from pre-intermediate to advanced English as a second language. These are self-directed learning modules with the support of a live teacher. The EAP department offers virtual information sessions every month, and for more information you can contact Corinne Whitney, who's the manager for the EAP program. How am I doing so far? Is everybody following along? Am I speaking too quickly? Let me know, please. Okay, general arts and science is the next area I'd like to talk about today. General arts and science is your chance to explore different courses in the humanities and social sciences, all while improving your academic skills and learning essential skills for the workplace. So you can see here, you can find your passion for learning, broaden your worldview. You can use these courses as a pathway to another college program or to a university program through one of our articulation agreements. You get to really improve those academic skills, and maybe you're not sure which program is right for you, or maybe you've been out of school for a while and you're just not sure how to get back into things. General arts and science is a great place to start. We have 2 different programs within general arts and science. The first is a 1-year certificate program. That's 2 semesters, where you'll take courses like critical thinking, psychology, sociology, and again, you can use these course credits as a university or pathway preparation. You can also take a 2-year general arts and science diploma program. The first year is going to be identical to this certificate program, and in the second year you get to expand on those courses and take different things like anthropology, political science, and participate in a senior research seminar. For more information about general arts and science, you can talk to Renee Ferguson. Renee is here today as one of the panelists, so she'll be able to answer your questions. Okay, one more area to talk about. Communication and general education courses. So why do you need to take communication and general education courses? These courses are required by the Ministry of Colleges and Universities of Ontario, and they are meant to complement your program courses. So through these courses, you will learn skills such as written and verbal communication skills, problem solving, critical thinking, collaboration skills, and information management skills. Now, depending on the program that you're in, you may have specific requirements about which COM or Gen Ed courses you need to take, and you can find that information out by looking at your program outline. All diploma programs require COM and Gen Ed courses as part of their graduation requirements. So a 2-year program usually requires 2 COM and 3 Gen Ed courses. Now for communications, we do have 1 prerequisite course, that's COM 1016. Once you finish that course, you can take any of the other additional COM courses for your second credit. So currently we have 9 different communications courses and over 60 different Gen Ed courses that could be offered each semester. Before we move on to questions and answers, I just want to quickly touch on prior learning and credit transfers. So have you taken any courses at another post-secondary institution before? If you have, you may be eligible to get some of those credits transferred to match a Georgian course. So we do that by looking at the learning outcomes and trying to match those to a Georgian course. You can also apply for a prior learning assessment and recognition, which is a PLAR, if you can demonstrate that you've acquired the equivalent learning outcomes through life and/or work experience. If you're interested in either of those things, we suggest that you start this process early because it can take, a few weeks, and there are extra fees for these credit transfers, and PLAR options as well. So for more information about communication and general education, you can talk to me, Linda Thomason. I'm the coordinator for communication courses, and Mark Dorsey, who's the coordinator for general education courses. And Mark is also here today as a panelist. So that's it for my presentation. I think I'm ready to stop sharing, if I can figure out how to do that. And let's see, did I stop sharing? No, I'm still sharing. Stop sharing. There we go. Okay, so I'm ready to open it up to questions and answers. So we have Renee from General Arts and Science, Molly from CICE, and Mark from General Education.
Great. Thanks so much, Linda. That was really informative, and I really learned some things there too, so I enjoyed it. So we do have the first question here that I'll throw out there, Linda, and if you can let us know if you want to answer it or if one of your panelists will answer it, that will help us. Will the links and presentations for this and the other sessions be emailed to us? I know some of the answer to that, which is that these sessions are recorded. And so you will be able to go back into that open house microsite and you'll be able to find those recordings. I know, Linda, I think you will be running maybe some webinars later that people can sign up for. Do you have information on that you can provide to people?
Thank you. So I know that Molly is offering an extra session for CICE, so I'll turn that over to Molly to remind people of the dates and times and how to get in touch about that, okay?
Thank you, Linda. Yes, we're going to have a CICE information session on December 5th. It's going to start at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're asking people to meet in my WebEx room. So there was a link in the PowerPoint that Linda showed, but you could also contact myself or Heather Harrison, and we can help you get that link. We'll send it to you in an email if you want. If you call us, we can also give you the link. So if you go to our the GeorgianColleges.ca, GeorgianCollege.ca website for CICE, that information is there.
Okay, perfect. Thanks very much, Molly. I have another question here for you. Would EAP be a good choice to upgrade your English mark? Linda, or?
Yeah,
okay.
So I guess I need a little bit more information on that. Upgrade your English mark, what does that mean? If a student is talking about they have an IELTS score, for example, and they would like to improve that IELTS score to be eligible to come into a Georgian College post-secondary program, then absolutely EAP is the right place to go to do that. So I would say if you're interested in more information, you can contact Corinne Whitney. She is the manager, EAP manager for that area, and she'll be able to give you more information. She does offer virtual information sessions once a month in the mornings and in the evenings. So there are lots of opportunities to connect with her and ask questions as well.
Great. Thanks very much, Linda. That's helpful, I'm sure. Also, I have a question here. Can we take any courses in the CICE program? I want to be an illustrator or in animation. Is that something that someone could do through CICE? Is that Molly? Yes?
That's me, yep.
Okay,
I'll
over to
answer
Molly.
that. That's a good question. So CICE does have So we are focusing on employability in the CICE program. So that is our focus. So we wouldn't be focusing on animation or illustration, just so that's clear. But then you also get to pick courses that you're interested in that you can take with the support of a learning facilitator and with the modifications. Unfortunately, we don't have access to any animation courses or illustration courses, but we do have art courses in the CICE program. So you can take, there's color and design, there's fundamentals of drawing, there's all kinds of different art courses that you could try while you're in CICE, and you know, it helps you get used to the workload at college and understanding what you need in order to do a college program. So if you wanted to try an illustration or animation program later, these courses might help you.
Okay, great. I'm sure that was helpful. And I think it is probably similar to a question that I see here, asking if criminology courses are included in liberal studies as a choice. So I'm not sure who's best to answer that one. Is it you, Linda? Oh, Mark.
Yeah, we'll pass it over to Mark.
Okay.
Hi, so yeah, we have criminology classes and we usually run those. They're pretty popular, so we usually run about 1 or 2 sections of criminology every semester. So you definitely have access to a criminology course if that's what you're interested in.
That's great. I actually didn't know that, so thanks, Mark. And I haven't seen you in a long time, so it's good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah, good to see you. If I was looking to do a liberal arts program to meet a missing prerequisite for university, which program would be best to take? Who's best to answer that one for us?
I think I'm going to pass that one over to Renee.
Okay, over to Renee. Hi, Renee.
Yes, hi. Can you hear me all right? Okay.
Perfect.
So the General Arts and Science program offers you a number of different humanities and social sciences courses in our core curriculum. And then you also have the opportunity to take options courses from around the college and 4 general education courses in addition to 2 communications. So there's a lot of breadth within the General Arts and Science program. It is not a high school credit. It is a post-secondary credit that you receive for taking courses in General Arts and Science, but certainly an excellent way to prepare for university. And as Linda mentioned in the original presentation, it is a pathway program. So doing well in General Arts and Science and getting credits opens up opportunities for university study.
Can I just add on to that, Sharon, if that's all right?
Yeah.
So you could also, if you're just looking for one course to upgrade, you could just take one general education course as well. It doesn't have to be part of any program. You could just take one general education course if you wanted to. And then just to piggyback on an earlier question about raising your English mark, if you can also take academic upgrading courses through Georgian College as well. It's a separate department, but if you are just looking to upgrade a high school mark to get into a college or university, we offer academic upgrading courses through Georgian College as well.
That's a great point, Mark. Thanks. And yeah, if someone's looking for that, it's I know it's a really easy Google search. I don't know if Kristen can put any links in the Q&A. I know she will, but it's quite easy to find academic upgrading as well as CICE and all your programs. Can someone tell us how many students get accepted to the CICE program in Barrie? Do you have a sense of that you can share?
Yes,
Linda?
so,
Molly.
Sorry, Linda, I just jumped in there.
No, we just need to switch it over to you, Molly.
Sorry. So yeah, the CIC program has been growing in the last couple of years. So this year we were accepting about 32 students in our first year cohort, and we may even accept a few more than that this year.
Okay, great. Can I take a GNED or COM course without being registered in a program yet? Who can take that one?
Mark, do you want to take that one?
Sure, yeah, I can take that. So you can absolutely take a COM or Gen Ed if you're not in part of a program. Sometimes people just want to test the waters a little bit and see whether they like the college experience. So taking a COM or a Gen Ed is a good way to do that because you'll be able to use that credit for whatever program you eventually decide to go into. And you're welcome to email myself. We do offer to people that are mature students that are just looking to test the waters in terms of trying out a general education course. We do offer that as a free option, a free credit for people under some conditions in the community if you are just looking to see whether you're interested in it or not. So you can email me if you want more information to see if you would qualify for that free course. But you can absolutely take a COM or Gen Ed if you're not part of a program, if you just want to take a course.
Okay, good to know. Thanks, Mark. We're also asked here, are there programs to review for special needs? I'm not sure if you have enough there to go on or if we need Shannon to put more information in the chat. Does anyone feel like they can take a shot at that? Or do we want more information?
I'm not sure. Molly, do you have anything to add there, or we might need more information?
Yeah, I'm not completely sure, but I wonder if someone's asking about the CICE program. So we're a program for students who need support with their learning. Sometimes that's called special needs. So we have learning facilitators who go with students to their integrated classes, which are classes that you choose that you're interested in other program areas. And the learning facilitators both accommodate and modify. So the CIC program is really special because you can't get a modified post-secondary program in any other program in the college. So that means that we change the learning outcomes and create different tests and different assignments for the student according to their strengths. So you really get an individualized program that way. And then the learning facilitators also tutor students 1 hour a week in their integrated courses. So that is what the CIC program does. It's a little bit, there's more, but that's kind of an overview of what we do for people that require extra help with their studies in college.
Okay, I think that was probably. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to add to that, just in case the person is asking about supports in general across all different college programs. There are accommodations available for students who do have diagnoses, and they can meet with an accessibility advisor and student services and receive an accommodation letter, and then their faculty member assists them with that.
Thanks, Renee, and thanks, Molly. I think that was a great thing to add, Renee, so thanks for jumping in there. I'm sure it answered a lot of questions for people. Also a question here, is ECE available to CICE students? Boy, there's a lot of acronyms in there. ECE for CICE, who wants to tackle that one? Over to Molly again.
All right, sorry, I'm kind of hogging the spotlight here. So yes, the CIC program does have access to ECE courses. If you are applying, those courses are at the Aurelia campus. So when you go and make your application, make sure that you choose the Aurelia campus if you want ECE. The good thing about COVID this year and being online is that all the CICE students, the Barrie and the Aurelia students, can take courses at either campus. So, that's been kind of a great thing that's happened because some students in Barrie are taking some ECE courses in Aurelia, and then some Aurelia students are taking some of the great gen eds that we offer here in Barrie. So it's been kind of nice that way. But if you're looking for ECE, choose Aurelia.
Okay, thanks, Molly. I'm going to read this question here. It says, how many interest courses in CICE? Do you think they mean general interest courses? What? Okay, so who would tackle that? Are we back to Molly again?
Yes, so there are a lot of different courses that you can take that you're interested in. We have access to all the general education courses. We have communications courses. We also have areas of study where we've kind of chunked courses that go nicely together. So we have culinary, health sciences, justice studies, office administration, business administration, ECE or early childhood education, electrical techniques, and then a communications as well. So there's a lot of different things to choose from. You don't choose till your second semester, so you get an idea of what college is like first before you go out and choose. And don't worry, Heather Harrison and I, we sit down with you, we show you the document, and we help you choose the things that you're interested in. So you're not, trying to figure it out all by yourself. But there are lots of courses to choose from.
Thanks, Molly. And yeah, that's a great point about what a team we have at Georgian and how we're supportive of our students, regardless of what program they're in. And you're never going to be alone trying to navigate college when you're at Georgian. So I think that's a great point to make. We're also being asked what the acceptance criteria are for CICE. Back to Molly.
So for CICE, we're looking for fit. So when you apply to the CIC program, you'll be invited for an interview, and there'll be a short comprehension exercise at that interview, and you will also have a getting to know you interview. And from those, we'll kind of determine fit. There's also an advocate reference letter that we ask students to provide, and that's filled out by somebody that knows you in an academic setting. So maybe a teacher or an educational assistant that you've worked with in the past. I was going to go somewhere, but I've forgotten what I was going to say, so I will stop there.
That's okay. Thanks, Molly. I'm going to read this one. It's gives a bit of background that might be helpful. I was in the Learning Center in high school for the first few years, but have worked my way into workplace classes. I want to go into ECE, and I'm wondering if the CICE program would be right for me to take before going into the ECE program, or can I go straight into ECE? What would you advise this this potential student here? Molly?
Yes, that's a really good question. And, you know, without knowing you or meeting you, it's hard to say, right? And really the decision in the end is up to you. But what I can tell you about CICE is what it does is it gets you used to college. So you're able to learn about the way college works and the different types of classes and how that all works. If you wanted to take ECE, you could try a few ECE courses. And if you needed the modifications, you could use them, or maybe not, right? So it just all depends on you and your goals and your abilities with the schoolwork. So I really can't answer that question without knowing you, but I think the CIC place is a good place to start. If you need assistance with your schoolwork, such as learning how to organize, manage your time, we have learning skills sessions that help you learn that. We also have technology sessions run by our fabulous learning and adaptive technology facilitator, Fern. You will love her. And she helps students learn different technologies that will help them in their studies, like Read and Write Gold, Dragon Naturally Speaking, and it will help you in your studies as well as outside in your life. And if you learn those technologies in the CICE program, you can take them then to an unmodified program later if that is your goal.
Great. Lots of great information in there, Molly. Thank you. Also a question here, how do I know how many GNEDs, Gen Eds, I have to take for my program? Who would take that one?
Mark, I'm going to send that one to you.
Over to Mark.
I can jump in there. So for both your Gen Eds and your comms, you can find that information in your program guide. So I would suggest looking at your program guide. As Linda said in the presentation, most usually for diplomas, you have 2 comms and 2 or 3 Gen Eds that you have to take, but there are specific semesters in which you're supposed to be taking those courses. Of course, there are reasons why people go off track, and that's totally fine. You can work that out if that happens, but you should be looking at your program guide to see exactly how many comms and Gen Eds that you need and what specific semesters that you're supposed to be taking those in.
Okay, great. Thanks, Mark. Also, I think this might be another one for you, but I'm interested in taking a communications course for work purposes, not for a diploma. Is there a way I can take just those to help with boosting my presentation skills? Anyone?
Yeah, so I'll jump in on this one. So like Mark said earlier, you can take communication and general education courses without being in a specific program. So if you're interested in courses for workplace communications, definitely you can email me, Linda Thomason, or our program assistant, Christine Hess. She would be able to give you some good advice on that. But yes, you can take communications courses without being in a specific program.
Okay, that's great. Also, Nate, I guess, who asked an earlier question, wants us to clarify. So they've asked, please clarify, I'm interested in attending Barrie for CICE, but want to take ECE courses for electives. Does this mean I would need to commute to Orillia for these courses? Back to you, Molly.
Yeah, so usually students who are choosing ECE would choose the Aurelia campus and then go to the Aurelia campus and do their core courses there as well. If you wanted to go to the Barrie campus and not the Aurelia campus, then it is a little bit more difficult to take those ECE courses, but not impossible. You would have to arrange your own transportation there, but there are options. There's the Lynx bus, or maybe you had a ride or whatever, but you would have to, know that going in, that you would have to arrange that transportation yourself.
Okay, great. Thank you, Molly. Are there specific gen eds I have to take for my program if it's nursing? Would that be a Mark question?
Yep, over to Mark.
Over to Mark.
Yeah. So off the top of my head, I don't think that there necessarily are some for nursing, but that's the type of question that you're going to want to, you can email us separately and we can have a look for you about the programs, and some programs do have specific mandatory ones or recommended ones. And so you can email us offline if you have a question about that. I would also encourage you to contact the nursing program coordinator to see if they have any suggestions about what general education courses that you can take. In general, we suggest people to take stuff that's kind of outside of your program area for general education courses, so that you get a little bit more exposure to different things and things that you might be interested in that's outside of your program area. But there are certain situations where there are accrediting bodies who require you to have certain general education courses in order to pass their outside exams. So not the Georgian diploma or degree, but the outside exams as well. So that is something that you would want to check with the program coordinator about, to see if there's specific gen eds that you would need to take. But certainly you could look as well, depending on where you're wanting to go. If you're starting with pre-health, or if you're starting with nursing and you're wanting to transfer to another program, you might want to look at specific gen eds that might be a little bit more related to the field of study that you're in. So you're welcome to email me offline or contact your program coordinator to get some more focused advice on that. Okay,
great. Thanks, Mark. How do I know which level of EAP I should take? I know Linda ran through the levels on the PowerPoint, but how do you know what level you should be coming in at?
Okay, great question. So for EAP, they do have a placement test. So when students register for EAP, they'll be asked to complete a placement test, which will determine which level they should begin at. If a student already has an English language test score, like an IELTS test, you can use that as well. But we do our placement testing, in-house for students who registered for EAP courses, and that'll help you figure out which level you should be in.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Linda. Also a question here, what is the ratio of core courses to electives in CICE? Molly?
That's a good question. So in your first semester, you will take 3 core courses, and then your next course is your first integrated course, which will be COM, which every student in Georgian College has to take that COM course. In your next semester, you'll have two core courses, which is your first field placement, and then an employability seminar 2 course, and then you get to choose 2 electives that year or that semester, and then it runs like that for the next 2 semesters as well. You just have a different employability course.
Okay, great. And are all COM and Gen Ed courses online? I guess speaking for right now and perhaps looking ahead into winter semester, are they all online right now?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yes, they are. Right now, they're all online for the winter semester as well. All of our liberal arts courses are online, I believe. So yeah, looking ahead to the winter semester, all the COM courses and general education courses will be online.
Okay, great. And I saw a Spanish course. Do you have more than one level? Who has that one? Mark?
I can answer that. Yeah, so those are general education courses. We have French, Spanish, German, and Italian as our language courses, and those are a mix of not only language skill building, but also cultural elements of those different cultures too. So it's kind of a mix between the two. It's very introductory level language. So keep that in mind, and it's only the one. We have a Ojibwe language as well, I should say, and there are different levels. There's 1 to 4 of Ojibwe language, but in terms of Spanish, it's just the introductory level Spanish language and culture with that. And I will say that they're very popular. So if you are interested in signing up for one of those, sign up as soon as possible, because the language ones are always very popular.
I can imagine. I'd love to take those, actually. That sounds great. For EAP, can I study from another country? What if my time zone is different? How are we managing that? Linda, do you want to grab that?
Sure. So yes, you can study from your home country for EAP while things are in this remote environment. And the EAP team is trying to, accommodate different time zones. So I know that teachers will have live sessions with students, but there will also be work that you can do, kind of on your own time. And I think that the teachers are very, understanding about students who are studying from their home countries, and will try to find times that work for most people. And maybe they'll offer different times, different days, sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the evenings, to try to hit those people who are studying from their home country. So it is possible to study EAP from your home country.
Okay, that's great. Thanks, Linda. It's just kind of a part of our new reality that we're all living right now, right? And can people take CICE part-time? Molly?
Yeah, that's a good question. We've never had a part-time student, but I will say that CICE is a reduced course load. So you're getting a CICE certificate, which usually takes, a certificate usually takes 1 year to complete, but we are stretching it out over 2 years so that you have a reduced course load. So it's fewer courses. It's 4 courses per semester instead of 8 courses per semester. So and you can have a reduced course load if that works best for you. It's just, you come, you try it first in the first semester, and then, that would be a conversation with me to talk about whether you need a more of a reduced course load.
Okay, great. And for CICE, is there a workplace component as well?
Yes, definitely. We have 3 field placements in semesters 2, 3, and 4, and they are 336 hours altogether. This semester and next semester, because we are online, they're looking a little bit different. Usually they're out either, in the Georgia community or the wider community, sometimes in your home community, depending on where you live and the placement options. But this semester, our field placement officer has been working on students are working on their soft skills and improving those soft skills like problem solving, communication, teamwork, and they're doing projects that go towards learning about those, because those are what employers are really looking for when you go out to apply for jobs. And we also created the CICE badge system, so you can earn badges in soft skills by doing different sessions and different learning projects that have been assigned by the field placement officer, and you earn those badges in order to get a soft skill badge that you can use in your resume or your portfolio as you leave the CICE program.
That's great. Thanks, Molly. Also, for EAP, how many hours per week will I need to study, and will I be able to connect with my teachers and other students? Who can answer that one for us?
I'll jump in on that one. So I'm not 100% sure of the number of hours. I would imagine it's around 21 hours of class time per week, okay? Yes, you'll be able to connect with your teachers and fellow students. Part of the great thing about EAP classes is that they're really collaborative. So you're working with your teacher and your other classmates to improve those English skills. If you have more questions about EAP specifically, contact Corinne Whitney and email her. She'll be able to give you more details. Her email address is in the presentation that I did earlier. So if you go back to the recorded session and look through those slides, you'll be able to see her email address there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Linda. And Nate is asking, would you say your CICE program is more future employment focused rather than student experience?
Well, that would depend on what you mean by student experience, but our focus is helping students to achieve employment success and practice their employability skills. So our focus is on helping students obtain entry-level jobs as they leave the program. And what I call an entry-level job is something that you don't need an extra diploma or extra education for when you leave the CICE program. And the experience that would be needed would be, you know, less than 6 months or less than a year experience in those jobs.
Okay, thank you. And we also have a question here asking what is gen ed and electives? So I guess how would you define the differences there or define each of those? Would that be back to Mark again? Back to Mark.
Yeah. So I can handle that. Yeah. So gen eds are your general education courses and sort of used interchangeably with the term electives. They're the ones that you can choose to take. So they are courses that are meant to broaden your knowledge about society and how to be a better citizen, and just sort of meant to expose you to things that are outside of your program area. It's great to develop nurses that are very good technically at their job and welders that are very good at their technical skills and all that sort of thing. But we also want to encourage students to broaden their knowledge about politics and society and psychology and all sorts of good things that will help make you a better citizen. So that we see that as a big part of your education as well.
That's great. Thanks, Mark. Can you talk again, I guess this is back to Molly, what kind of supports there are for CICE students? So perhaps that was missed before, but can you just talk again a bit about the supports?
Yes, so there are a few supports that we provide for students in the CICE program. Our biggest support are the learning facilitators, and they are people who are there to help you and support you in your education. So in the core classes, that's our CICE courses, they will be in class and they help with group work. They might help with any activity we're doing and things like that while we're in class, but they really shine in the integrated courses, and that's where you know, those are the courses that you pick that you're interested in. The learning facilitator will take notes for you in that course. They'll attend class with you. They'll help you with any in-class assignments or group work in that course, and then they'll also provide those modifications of the learning that's happening in that course and 1 hour of tutoring per week in that course. We also offer supports such as learning skills, tech sessions, independent life management sessions, and the learning skills and tech sessions are sessions that students can come and learn about. In learning skills, it's organization, time management, and things like that. In tech sessions, it's different technologies that might help students in their learning, and those talks are about 15 or 20 minutes, and then they have 40 minutes or so of supported homework time in those sessions. ILMS sessions are more like healthy living, healthy relationships, citizenship, and change making. Change making is really exciting because Georgian is the only Ashoka certified college in Canada, and we partner with them and do a community service learning project with our students who are about to graduate. So they use what they've learned in citizenship to identify something they'd like to change in their community or at Georgian, and then they do a community service learning project to affect that change, and it's really exciting, and the students have really liked it. We also provide, this semester, since we've been remote, we have student support hours every day from 12 to 1, and that's drop-in sessions for students to go and get help from a learning facilitator on their coursework. So they just come, they choose what they want to work on, and then a learning facilitator is there in small groups to help students with that.
Great. Thank you very much, Molly. And believe it or not, we're actually at the end of our session today. It just flew by, lots of great questions, fantastic answers from all of you. And thank you again for being with us, Linda, Molly, Mark, and Renee. Great to have your expertise here today. And just a reminder for everyone who is watching this session, if you apply to Georgian today, we'll cover the cost of the application fee. So you just need to go on to OCAS, and as long as Georgian is one of your choices, then we'll cover that on the back end. So you won't pay for the application fee today. Also, our liberal arts faculty will be hosting post-event sessions, information sessions on English for academic purposes and the CICE program. We encourage you to attend. There seem to be a lot of questions about those two areas, and details will be sent via email, so stay tuned for that in the coming days. And thanks again for joining us. We're going to go on a break now until we go into the next session, which is business. So thanks again, everyone.